Good evening. So we will be doing the UddhavGita. This is chapter 23 and there's a discussion going on between Shri Krishna and Uddhava. This was more on the lines of the Vedantic truths that are there, that the body is unreal and the spirit soul is real. So Shri Krishna has been explaining this to Uddhava constantly. So now today we are going to do a very important topic, which is what happens when you fail in yoga. People do all kinds of yogic activities, and these people who do the yogic activities normally fail. They are not able to achieve success. So what is the truth in it, and what is the remedy? How do you find remedies in this path where you are a failure, path of yoga? Yoga word means union with God. But today the word is distorted to mean the Hatha yoga or the exercise which people do. And that is wrong. So we are going to learn a little bit on that. So let us begin. We are doing chapter 23, UddhavGita, verse 36. The delusions of the mind consist in this, that it imagines duality in the absolute Atma. For except one's own self, the duality has no foundation. The duality which is existing in the world, that you are the body and that God is different. The Atma by itself we are terming as God. So Atma is different and you are different, the body is real. This anomaly has to be removed from a person. You have to stop this kind of a thinking where you start believing that the body is so real. So this delusion of the mind, it is called delusion of the mind, created by the mind. This delusion is so strong that a person starts believing in it and it appears so real. Now, as a just a comic understanding, many years ago there was a film called Amar Akbar Antony. In that there was a small scene where Amitabh Bachchan is beaten by Zibisco, that is the name of that person, because he is going with his girlfriend, Parveen Babi. So he is beaten very badly. And he comes and stands in front of the mirror and talks to himself. The scene becomes so real for him that he is drunk, totally drunk. And yet he can see the beating which the person has got himself, by the way, the body. So he applies tincture and band-aid. Now this is exactly what happens to human beings. You know, many a times people have come to me and told me that when my husband or whoever concerned, when they get drunk, they speak something and that is appearing so real, because in their state of inhibition, what they speak is supposed to be the gospel truth, whereas that itself is another fake thing. It's a creation of the mind. It's exactly when a very angry person spews so much of venom on another person that whatever that comes from their mouth seems so real. Because anger, extreme anger, also takes out a lot of wrong stuff. See, they spew a lot of stuff outside. Both these cases are unreal. The person who is not drunk and the person who is drunk as well. The person in the normal course of life who is a hypocrite and the person who is drunk and who seems to tell the truth are all wrong. There is no truth in any of these things. This is what that is called the delusion of the mind. The mind becomes so strong that it tells you, you are hurt. You have been called names. Some things have been done to you. You get the point? These whole instances appear so real to a person. Let us come to the people who do drugs. When they take any kind of drug, including the South Americans who take the ayahuasca, the world is colorful. Everything looks so enchanting. The state of their being is literally like on the clouds. All that they did during that state, plus whatever they were thinking of before they got into it, both are unreal. These are called delusions of the mind. So I gave you extreme examples. Now let us take your own example. The example that you are a human being and that you are having such a terrible time, especially in today's day and age. Who is there in this world who will say that I don't have any problems? Even the greatest of the motivational teachers have the worst problems in their life. But when they go on the stage, think about it. People like Tony Robbins, or there are various others, I don't have to tell you. Gary Vee and God knows how many other people are there. When these people, when they come and talk, they appear so charged. They appear so much in energy and power that the person who is looking at them get totally enthralled by the show which they put on. It's exactly like the Amitabh Bachchan. The show which is put on in front of the camera is so real. And then many people actually get into it. They start believing in these kind of things. Or when you go to your doctor, the shrink, and then you tell him certain things, and he believes that you are suffering from X, Y, or Z. And then when that is told to you, it appears so real. Take the case of the two young boys, 16 and 18 years of age. They went to the market and they purchased guns in America, and they wrote, I think, a 9 or a 12-page letter before they killed themselves and the entire family. They said it is so easy to buy guns. It's like buying some chewing gum or something like that. You go to the market and the person asks you, okay, you need guns. Okay, how is your state of mind? Fine, everything fine. You can buy the guns and go home. So these two youngsters, they were doing binge watching of The Office, the serial called The Office. And they were very disturbed when the main character left that serial. So they wrote in their note, it was all garbled. First they shot their entire family down. and then they killed themselves. This is a kind of illusion man lives in. Person, why did he have to buy the guns? What is the need? Why did he have to kill those people and himself? Rather, these two youngsters, brothers. This is a terrible thing. But for them, that distorted world appeared so real. Exactly like drunkards. The world appears so real. The heartbroken. For them, the world appears so real that their pain and misery and all kinds of things are literally hurting them. The misery which every human being goes through, whether it's a family life, your office, your professional life, or whichever place that a person goes through, he is not able to get out of that miserable world of his. You know, this is a case with literally every person. It is like you are taking drugs for that moment in time, and after some time, the high comes down, and then you have a completely different picture. Your life is exactly like that. When people attempt all kinds of activities like yoga, joining classes, and thinking that they want to be spiritual, that spirituality never comes because after some time the high comes down and they get completely having a distorted state of mind. What am I doing here? What is this problem? I don't like this. My God is not with me. Today I don't feel anything at all. These states are so common in everybody's life. Forget about the spiritual. Your normal human beings also go through this. They go in and come out of it. And then they again go in and then they can't come out of it. And it becomes like these two boys. They went and shot everybody. These kind of things happen in our world. Why is it? Why are these kind of distended states existing? So here Krishna is saying it is nothing but delusions of the mind which consist of, as it imagines duality in the absolute Atma. You think you are the body. You so much believe in your mind. Your mind is literally brainwashed you into thinking you are the body. Listen to me. If you don't do this exercise, if you don't do this yoga, you don't get up in the morning, you don't do this and you don't do that, you will get in trouble. There are people who will cling to their glass in the evening or in the morning also sometimes. They want that little drink of theirs. Otherwise, they believe that the whole day is a waste. Because that is how they live. This is what happens. The delusions of the mind consist in this, that it imagines duality in the absolute Atma. For except one's own self, the duality has no foundation. Only the self is real. Rest, everything has no foundation at all. It is like a dream. Whoever thinks that the state of theirs is real is absolutely wrong. Sometimes you are in the high, sometimes you feel that you have won everything. Everything is going so smoothly. And then what happens? It crashes on you very soon. There are people in this world who have literally done this kind of a thing. The one who was running Theranos, this lady, she was literally jumping. And then one fine day, everything came crashing down. Those who believe the markets are going up, for them the world came crashing down. Similarly, in all the industries, everybody across the world thought they are doing really very well. Nothing remains forever. That is what Krishna is talking about. This thing that there is reality in it appears so much, I am the billionaire, I am this, I am that. People have this I. That we are going to do in the next verse now. Please do not get carried away by the duality that your mind throws to you. You are the self, which is always in a state of absolute bliss, Satchidananda. What makes you think by clinging to some kind of external aid you will achieve that? So we will learn about it. We are doing chapter 23, UddhavGita, verse 37 is the next verse. It is only people wise in their own conceit who consider this duality consisting of the five elements and perceived through name and form as if irrefragable, and quite graciously assume the Vedantic view to be a piece of glorification. There are lots of people in this world. Because of their own conceit, they think that this duality is so perfect. They look at the five elements, the bodies, the different senses, the minds, everything which we in spiritual think as unreal. They think it is so real. And they believe that this name and form is so important and true. The name and the form. Imagine this. There was a very beautiful painting of Jesus Christ, which was put up by one of the biggest auction agencies in the world. And it was brought by the legal heir to the Arabian throne, Saudi Arabian throne, for more than 450 million or something, or billion, I don't know how much it was. Big amount, a very, very big amount. 450 million, I think, $456 million. And they said that this is a masterpiece. This is the face of Jesus Christ as painted by a very great painter, Leonardo da Vinci. It was unreal. That painting was not real at all. It is so unreal. Like these NFTs, the non-fungible tokens, it's so unreal. But for those who are making those millions, it appears real. And those who are hearing that they are making millions is so real. Like the digital art, it appears so real, whereas it is not. Think about it. Everything, it is appearing so real to people because it has a name and a form. Banksy creates these kind of things across the world. And then it is sold for millions of dollars. He paints an entire wall. He makes a painting which gets crumbled completely. These kind of things are then sold. Many years ago, there was a very beautiful movie of Gurudutt. It's a black and white film, in which he is the author of a very beautiful book. He's a very poor man. And being a poor man, he has written a lot of stuff. His sister-in-law, I believe, she thinks that it is a worthless piece of junk, so she sells it to the newspaper chap, those who buy old newspapers. The hero goes and buys it back. He has a girlfriend. Now, after some time, his girlfriend leaves him. She gets married to a very rich publisher. She takes his book and publishes them without giving credit to this person. And when he declares that I am alive, they want him dead so that they can sell the books. Can you see this kind of an unreal world we live in? You may think that it is so real, isn't it? With your own issues. So he says, it is only people wise in their own conceit, those who are highly conceited people, who consider this duality, this world of duality of theirs. That I am this body, I am suffering, I have so many issues and problems. It hurts my body. It is very easy for you spiritual people to talk nonsense. Krishna is telling us this. This is what he says. These Vedantic truths that are there, they say this is nothing but a piece of glorification. What is Krishna know? What does Krishna know? Krishna knows nothing. All this Vedanta is all nonsense. This idea that you are not the body, who says so? Doesn't it hurt me? When I took that injection, it hurt me, you know. When my girlfriend left me, it hurt me. When I got the prize, I felt so elated. All these highs and lows in my life, you think I don't know? They refute this kind of Vedantic truths and they say that all that you say is all nonsense, all bunkum. Because these are conceited people, they do not understand. These truths are so much, for them. Whatever that they are going through is totally consuming their life. People can go to whichever length to achieve whatever they want to. And we believe in it. Someone says something and we start believing in that sentence of theirs. Guruji, your satsangs were amazing. I'm supposed to be very, very happy with it. Or someone says, you're so boring, I went to sleep. Do you think I should be upset just because somebody said that? It really doesn't matter who listens and who doesn't listen. Spiritual truth is a spiritual truth. It is only people wise in their own conceit who consider this duality consisting of the 5 elements and perceived through the name and form irrefragable, which means it cannot be disputed, cannot be refuted. You cannot refute these things because it appears real. And quite gratuitously assume that the Vedantic view to be a piece of glorification. And this thing that this Vedantic view which Krishna has given in this entire chapter, and the one chapter that we did, chapter 13 from the Bhagavad Gita till day before yesterday I was doing it. They think that all that is unreal because it is Vedanta. And that is why they think it's all nonsense. So Krishna is giving us this answer. So we will move to the next verse. We are doing UddhavGita chapter 23 verse 38. All those who are doing all these kind of yogic activities, they believe the Hatha yoga, they believe in all this kriya and pranayama and meditation and all that. For them now this chapter is there. Should the body of yogi, who is but practicing yoga and is not yet an adept in it, be overtaken by troubles that may have cropped up in the course of it, then the following remedies are prescribed. All those people who are trying out the various kinds of yogas, meditations, all kinds of things. This world is full of those kind of people. People want to market stuff. They will say, join my classes, I will teach you yoga. The teacher himself who gives that yoga lesson is never to be seen. He is like an invisible person, like the Vedantic truth. The body is unreal. You can see a video of that person, but he is non-existent. You have to do this. You have to do that. Take a deep breath. Sir, I can also shoot these kind of videos and con everybody. So those who have got conned very badly into this, for them, Krishna is now going to give certain truths and certain remedies. Please listen to these remedies. Krishna is telling you. He's saying, please, you see, I understand. You thought that you have reached some destination. Yeah, in my meditative state, I can see the God over there. What God they saw? Some local God, some deity. And that deity appears so real to them. Sir, tomorrow I can even see Julia Roberts if I want to. She will appear so real to me. Right? Okay, sorry, Julia Roberts is an old person. You will say, okay, I want a young person. What are you talking about? So, all these things which appear in your dream or in your meditative state appear so real to you. You believe some great person has come to you and knocked on your head and said, you are the great carrier of this real truth. Take it forward in this world. I am giving you this knowledge so that you can spread in this whole universe. What are you talking about? There is nothing real in that. The truth which we need to understand, this body, these dreams, anything that is happening to you, all because your mind has brainwashed you. See, there is a difference. I just said that. It is not that you have got brainwashed, because of your mind. No, your mind himself, the mind itself has brainwashed you. Think about it like that. How the mind is delusory in nature. It creates all those beautiful illusions in front of you. And you start accepting them. These people are sick. So those who feel that after taking a little drugs, after going through therapies, after going through all their kinds of, retreats, doing some 30 days of something over here and 30 days over there, and they have achieved something. But the moment they finish their course, the moment they get out of it, they are back to square one where they started. It is like in enthusiasm, you join a gym. Yeah, I am going to build muscle. And then you look at your muscles every day. Look at me, look at me, look at me. 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. Yes, I am good, And after that, something happens. Maybe Corona's younger brother strikes you. And you stay at home for a month or a couple of days. And then you try going back to the gym and then it doesn't happen to you. And then after a month, you look at the flab on your stomach and say, oh my God, look at this. I got this paunch over here and I got this paunch over here. My muscles are sagging. 2 months later, you again see a bigger, major effect on you. And then 1 year down, you have accepted it. I should continue with my gym, I will be good. But that gym was just a phase. It went away. It's like the student who comes first in the class. I will study, I will do this. He comes first, he gets fancy degrees. And the day he gets the fancy degrees, he chucks all his books out. He says, now my studies are over, I don't have to do anything. And then what happens? 2 years later, he wants to do a PMP course. I can't study anything, Oh, what happened to you, sir? I'm not so used to it by now. Nothing happens. If they have to join a course, they can't do it. They don't have the focus of reading something also. And it never enters my mind, you see. So for them, Krishna is going to give a remedy. Like we say, goli dena. So Krishna is going to give one medicine. So let us see what medicine Krishna wants to give to all these people who get lost in this world. So we are doing chapter 23, verse 39 of the UddhavGita. Now this is for those people who seriously have trouble. Whether they were doing classes and they have dropped it, whether they were doing yoga practice and they have dropped it, whether they were doing some kind of, any kind of practices in the world. Some people who were used to, cooking for themselves, and now because of all the other things that are there, they are not able to, for those kind of people. So let us see. So we are doing UddhavGita chapter 23 verse 39. Some of these troubles he should burn through yogic concentration, some through postures coupled with retention of breath, and some through austerities, mantras and medicines. Number one. So Krishna is saying, yes, what had happened to you? You had dropped off all those classes. See, most of the people when they join the ashram, they are so enthusiastic. Yeah, I will do this, I will do that. After some time, the activity starts dwindling and, slowly they have given up. So he says, some of the troubles, like these troubles which you are coming through, it's like the gym that you joined or the studies that you are doing. What happened to them? You stopped them. Stop going to the gym. Stop doing your yoga practices, isn't it? So you're doing yoga practices. Have you not learned that yoga you should do on a continuous basis till you die? Right? But you gave up. No. Krishna is telling you, please continue with it. See, in my world, when somebody says, I do this kriya, I do this, I say, you want to do it, you do it. But at least be sincere in doing whatever you are doing. Don't just drop it in the middle and say, I don't want to do. And you cannot be inconsistent. So Krishna is giving this example. Now let us say you are doing through yogic concentration. Basically you are trying to do the sadhanas, different sadhanas. Some people do the Surya Namaskar in the morning. Some people do these different 3 times in a day. They do the sandhyas and the pujas and all those kind of things. Some people, they're so religious in their daily rituals. But what do they do after some time? They give up. Like getting up in the morning. They were doing till they were in the college because, yes, it is important to go to college, so I will do. Or till the time before pandemic came, they had to rush to their office. So they had to catch the train or the bus or some kind of a transport. And they were ready for it. Otherwise, they will be marked absent. Many people. Some people who were in the IT industry or some other industry, for them, attendance was necessary. But today, now in the pandemic days, who goes to work? The company says work from home. So work from home. Think about it. The same as school, isn't it? Those who go to school, the young children, those who go to college also, for them what has happened? They have become very sluggish. They don't know what to do. We should look at the shape of me, shapeless. They have become literally like a big ball. Why? When my kid went to school, he was very agile. He could run around here and there. Now what had happened? Oh, he has to sit in front of the camera, and he has to do all those classes, Zoom, this, that, so many things. Why? Pandemic, you can't go to school. So the child is also least bothered. Anyway, nobody is going to see anything. So who does the homework? How they do it? Who cares? It has become like that. So they have become very lazy. They really don't have anything to do. Exactly what Krishna is talking about. So you have given up your yogic activities. You should do yogic concentration. Please do this. You see, if you are doing some postures coupled with the breathing exercise, can you do it again? Start it again. Seriously. Please do it. Because otherwise you have lost your touch and then nothing is going to happen to you. Any which way, once you leave the gym, once you leave your studies, once you leave all your daily activities, people used to run and catch the train, in Mumbai and Delhi and all those places. Now they have the fancy train. They close the doors like this. They don't have to run. And it is said, only so many people enter, only so many people exit. So they will just wait over there. Now there is no need of running behind trains. No need of running behind buses also. Why? Pandemic has brought everything to a standstill. Very good for all those lazy fellows. I don't have to go to work. It has become so easy to fall into this trap. Even the big institutions who think no end of themselves charge a bomb to admit children in their school, college, or those fancy institutions. They are also begging today. The classes are empty. Not a single soul inside the class. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think that kind of an education will continue henceforth? I don't think so. In a few years from today, education will be remote only. Why do I have to send my kid to a school where he can get killed by somebody, whether he can die because of certain pandemics and this and that? Why the teacher has to beat my child? I can beat him myself if I want to. See, these are the reasons. Reasoning is very good, isn't it? Every day iron the clothes, send them to school, be ready for it. Who cares now? You just have to see this much part, no? Balanced body you don't have to see. So whether the child is wearing underwear and sitting for the classes doesn't matter. Sitting with one big bottle over here of Coke or some such kind of a thing, does it matter? No. Indiscipline has set in. Parents themselves are making this happen. They themselves are indisciplined. They themselves never got up in time. You think they will be such good examples for their children? Today's parents becoming a good example for children? I really believe it is never going to happen. Never. Because mediocrity, absolute mediocrity. So those who thought that they were doing the yogic activity, pranayama, meditation, or whatever that they were doing, why have they given it up? Just because their high went away? Just because they got into the mundane life of theirs? What am I to do now? I go to work, I do this, I do that. That is why Krishna is saying, if you are doing all these things, you better do it now also. And religiously, diligently, do it. If you are doing through some austerities, whatever the austerities could be, all right, mantras and medicine. Mantras, what mantras? Some people were given some mantras for chanting, and they will chant for 2 hours, 3 hours. Some mantras were given, and they were not doing it. For them, they say, continue chanting. Those who come to me and they ask me for a mantra, Guruji, can you give me a mantra, Kan mantra? I tell them, no, I don't have the permission to give. I am not going to give. So what am I to do? Sir, you are doing some mantra, no, earlier. Okay? Continue to do. If you know some Maha mantra of yours, oh, Hare Ram and all that, please do. Continue to do that. Who is the lazy fellow over here? You are waiting for things to happen. I have been told many a times, you told me you will give this to me, then I will begin. Starting trouble. It's called, they are waiting for the syllabus to be put up, then they will do it. Why is it that you can't do it before? No, Guruji, I was waiting for you to give me the answers. Till then, what were you doing? Had you stopped breathing or going to the loo? Had you stopped all that activity? No. You thought that is important, so you were breathing, so you were doing all kinds of things. So then what makes you think that you have to be given some kind of a thing and then you will start? It is for all those great people. You see, some people will say, it's when I get some good microphone for myself, or maybe I'll get some good camera, that I will start shooting. I'm thinking of becoming a YouTube star. Yeah, that's my dream. But then, I need all those fancy cameras, fancy equipment. When I buy them, I will start it. Today, I don't have the equipment. People can give whatever reasons they want. Any reason will be okay. After I get it, then I will do. After they get it, they will never do. That is for guarantee. Sure, absolutely. You can write and give. When it is not there, they were not doing. They were saying that when you get it, they will do. After getting, do you think they will do? No. It's exactly like joining an ashram to learn something, some kriya, yoga, pranayama, meditation, some utter nonsense. And they join that place and say, yeah, I joined this, I've been here for some 6 months, 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year. I do that meditation every day. Then why are you feeling miserable? What is the reason for your misery? It's because you have become literally like a cabbage patch. You have become like a cabbage. You don't know. There are more and more leaves growing on it and you don't know, what am I to do? That's what you have become. And then you stink. Cabbage stinks, you know that. No? So it's like that. You don't do anything. Look at all those fellows in the ashrams. They don't wash their clothes for days at stretch. They don't shave. No, Babaji has got long beard. I also want to become like Babaji and I will also have long beard. Om Babaji ki jai ho. What? You're trying to compare yourself to some person? No, he doesn't shave. I will not shave. He has got long hair. I will also have long hair. Why? I'm lazy to go to the barber, And beard, to shave that? I don't want to shave. This is the reasoning. Why are you giving reasons? Krishna is saying that you started something, no? Continue with it. Do those yoga, do the pranayama, do everything. Now whatever mantra, santra, whatever that you are doing, please do it. If you are taking medications for certain things, certain elements, do it. What else to do? We go to the next verse now. So we are doing chapter 23, UddhavGita, verse 40. Some evils he should slowly kill through meditation on me and the chanting of my name, etc. And some through service unto the great masters of yoga. He says, I understand, poor guy, you can't do anything. You are a total nincompoop. You have no discipline in your life. You have become a complete cabbage patch, like I said, a big fat cabbage. You don't know what to do. in India we call this kind of people the crying guys. What am I to do? I don't know. They will totally cry. When you look at their face, you feel so sad looking at their faces. They don't know, they don't have a smile on their face. See, light went because I said smile on their face. So one moment, power will come now. So there, and the light came back. See, it is all like this only. Dimag ki batti, they say. Dimag ki batti jalna is very important. Okay, so let us come back to the subject. So Krishna is saying some evils. Now these are called evils. Okay, whatever evils that are there in the world, biggest evil is laziness, inertia. I don't want to do anything like that. So if you want to kill them, do meditation on me. Meditate only on my body. On the how many chapters we have done on meditation on Krishna. Can you look at my beautiful form and just meditate on me? Do that. He says, chant my name. If you know my name, do you know my name? So chant my name. Chant my name. Don't do things like this. Take my name. You know my name, Krishna? Take my name. Or, he says, then there is some other thing. And some service unto the great masters. Seva. Guru Seva. If you have a guru in your life, do his Seva. At least you understand, no? He can give you a free pass. Free pass to go Loka baby. So when you do Guru Seva and through service unto the great masters of you do the service of the Guru. Take Krishna's name, meditate on Krishna, and just do service of the Guru. That's it. This is the easiest remedy Krishna can give. So he said, don't have to do anything else. So understand this. Why? What are you thinking? Why are you going into this subject? I can't do this and I can't do that. All right. Now I understand. You are a weak person. Then because you are a weak person, Krishna also has to give you some answer, isn't it? So path of devotion is the best. Just be his devotee, take his name. When you take his name, don't be so lost in your own world. Krishna, what am I going to do? My whole world is crumbling. Not that way, okay? You understand what I'm saying? I say take his name with little bit of enthusiasm. Meditate on him constantly. And the last thing he says, do service unto the masters of yoga, which means service to the Guru. We do the next verse now, chapter 23, verse 41 of the UddhavGita. There are some strong willed people who, by various means, first make their body very strong and of undecaying youth, and then practice yoga with the view of acquiring extraordinary powers. Now, there are some people they think that I will go join these classes of yoga, I will go to this ashram, I will learn these yogic techniques, and then I will meet Babaji from the Himalayas. Babaji from the Himalayas? Yes, I will be able to do levitation. I will be able to walk through the walls. I will be able to do a lot of physical, mental gymnastics. Yeah, and I can fool everybody around me. I will become invisible. See, I became visible again. So, this way, you can become invisible. The whole world will wonder, wow, look at this great guy. He is like, Chris Angel. Chris Angel. What are you talking about? You want magic? That is what Krishna is talking. There are great people, strong willed people, very strong willed. I will stay in the ashram till I get this knowledge. Magic knowledge. Knowledge of magic they want. They want magic knowledge which will transform their body into like steel. It's like joining Shaolin. Shaolin temple. I will join the Shaolin temple. I saw all those young boys in the way they are, yeah, like that. I also want to have that kind of a body. I will also join the temple. So they may go to China, but in India they join all these ashrams because they believe that that Swamiji Babaji, he's got all great magical powers. He makes people disappear and appear also. Yeah, they have got fantastic powers. So I also want that power. So for which I will join them. But this is the problem. It is not trying to get something. And this is what he says. Some strong-willed people by various means first make their body very strong of undecaying youth. Undecaying youth. Yeah. There's one Babaji who had black hair till he was 60, 70, God knows how many years. Yeah. And sometimes they do this therapy which they call Kaya Kalp. Kaya Kalp is a technique. It's a yogic technique. Basically, you use herbs, medication, stuff like that. You go in hibernation, your body becomes real. And then do you know there is a stage called moulting, molting? The snake sheds his old skin and comes out with a new skin. So these Babajis, they do this Kaya Kalp. They come out with a new skin and then they look young. For what purpose? They have never reached anywhere in their life by doing Kaya Kalp. These are just magical tricks. So Krishna is saying these are extraordinary powers. Don't you run after them. Okay, so let us see what Krishna is saying now. So we are doing chapter 23, verse 42. But that is not praised by the wise, for such effort is useless, since the body is mortal like the fruit of a tree. Why are you doing those yogic activities? What makes you think that you will get some powers? Krishna in this verse is clearly telling you the wise people have already said, don't do this. These efforts are useless. You will not get any powers. You see, contrary, whatever the powers that you have, not the extraordinary powers, the little power that you have, no, that also will go. Did you get what I'm saying? That also you can't maintain, sir. Why? Because you are putting energies in another direction. This direction, out of the window. Why? Because you can't maintain yourself. So Krishna is very clearly saying, but that is not praised by the wise. People like me and all these great saints of the past, they will not praise you. Why are you doing it? For such effort is useless. Don't even put those efforts in doing all those kind of things. Body is mortal. This body of yours is completely mortal. It's anyway going to die. So what great use is it trying to become a steel-like body, having, kaya kalp and this and that and all those kind of things. You think by doing all yoga, postures, meditation, these, that, all this kind of utter nonsensical stuff, you think you're going to reach somewhere in life? He says, this effort is useless since this body is mortal like the fruits of a tree. The fruit will fall, finished. It's gone. The next verse, he is giving this cautionary notice. Please listen to it. We are doing chapter 23, UddhavGita, verse 43. If in the course of regularly practicing yoga, his body gets strong, the intelligent yogi who is devoted to me should not give up practicing, pining his faith on that. Got it? Let us say you have joined some classes of yoga. And when you are doing these yogic practices, you are maybe getting some kind of a bodily effect. You have become very strong, very powerful. Maybe you are earning a lot of merit by doing those kind of things with all the people in your ashram. And you feel, yes, this power is so good. I love this thing. And while regularly practicing yoga, you become very strong, intelligent, and you become intelligent also. Hopefully. I think intelligence is a He is a long way off, but still, let us assume you become intelligent. But if you are devoted to me, don't give it up. Don't give it up. Don't give up this practice. If you are devoted to me, you stay devoted to me. The rest, I don't care about it. But at least the devotion you keep with you. He says, putting that faith in that. You put your faith in that yoga and you think by giving up devotion to me, you will achieve anything. It's not going to happen. Okay, so we are doing the last verse in this chapter. We are doing chapter 23, verse 44 of the UddhavGita. The yogi who practices this yoga relying solely on me and having no desires is not thwarted by obstacles and experiences the bliss of the self. This is the final word. He says, first have devotion to me and then do this yoga. See, if you practice the yoga relying solely on me, you have to rely on me alone. Krishna is clear in it. You want to practice this yoga? Go ahead and practice. But you rely only on me. You have your devotion to me alone. Single pointed devotion is all. See, the rest of the things are body. Body is anyway terminated. It's anyway going to go to hell. Body is going to get completely cremated, immersed in water or God knows what else. But because your devotion is there, you will finally reach me, no? So he says, have no desire. But if you have a desire, I want to become strong and this and that, you are finished. Then obstacles will not come in your way. Why? Because you are devoted to me. Then you will experience the bliss of the self. So, for those who are doing some kind of a yogic activity, they are doing yoga, pranayama, whatever activity which they were doing, you can do that. Nobody says you can't do. If you are going to the gym, continue to go to the gym. If you are taking some kind of a medication or something like that, continue to take that medication. But all this will be of no use if you have some desire of yours. No, keep that desire outside. Only rely on me. Krishna says these words. Krishna is saying, only rely on me, be devoted to me 100%. Chant my name. This verse is very important. Verse 40. Chant my name and do service unto your master. Then you will gain whatever you have to. Then you will experience the bliss of the self. This is for a continuation. Not for that, come in, go out, come in, go out. No, not in that state where sometimes you are on the high and sometimes you are on the low. That state will not be there. Follow these techniques. Whatever you are doing, continue to do that. Second, while you are practicing all your whatever the pranayama, yogasana, this, that, you continue to do. It's like otherwise you will go out of shape very soon, right? So don't go out of shape. Be in shape. Have complete devotion to me. Have single pointed devotion to me alone. Rely on me. Just rely on me. I will take you ahead. Meditate on me. Chant my name. And through service unto the great masters. This is all that is needed and you will reach the destination of unending bliss. So this is what Krishna has given as an advice to all those who practice different kinds of techniques. Alright? So we have come to the end of verse 44. Tomorrow onwards, we will be beginning a new chapter. So I will see you all tomorrow. Take care. Have a great evening. Bye.